Hi, everybody. Captain Lou here with another extravagant few minutes live here on the Captain Lou Sports Network on YouTube and, of course, on the Captain Lou Extravaganza Facebook page. Follow us as well on X at The Real Captain Lou. We invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is the Captain Lou Sports Network. You get all of our great programming coming up, our archive shows, including a great interview last night with my tag team partner, Mitch Bernstein, with former Major League Baseball pitcher Don August. That, of course, right here on the Captain Lou Sports Network. Happy Thursday, August the 7th, 2025. And I know if you're Tigers fans right now, is it happy? Are you panicking? I wouldn't just yet. But before we get into that, I want to remind everybody that today's extravagant few minutes, as all of them, are brought to you by the official secondary market of the Captain Lou Sports Network, and that is SeatGeek. If there's a game you want to go to, the Tigers and the Angels this weekend, or if there's another Major League game, preseason football, which is upon us in earnest starting tonight, make sure you go to SeatGeek and use the promo code Captain Lou. You'll get $20 off of your next purchase. It's that simple. It's free money. Why not use it? So the secondary market for the Captain Lou Sports Network, make it yours as well. That's SeatGeek, and use the promo code Captain Lou, and you'll get $20 off your next purchase. All right, getting back to the Tigers. Yes, losing 2 out of 3 to the Minnesota Twins is not good, especially with the Twins trading away pretty much all of their roster. I think they made 11 trades, or they traded away 11 people. Byron Buxton's hurt, so it kind of represents a AAA ball team, that being the Twins, and the Tigers couldn't at least win 2 out of 3 at home against the Twins. The lead, which was one time 14.5 for the Tigers, is down to 6, but I'm not in panic mode yet. That's the ideal thing. It's August 7th. Detroit still has a 6-game lead. Now, they've got a big stretch coming up where they should be able to make hay while the sun shines, without too much disrespect on the Angels, the Twins, and the White Sox. But Detroit's got a nice stretch coming up of 10 games, 3 against the Angels, 3 against the White Sox, and then 4 in Minnesota against the Twins, where they can make hay while the sun shines. It's not too unrealistic to think that the Tigers can win 8 out. If the Tigers can win 8 out of the next 10, that would put them back 22 games over 500. With the standings right now, the Tigers are 66-50. They go 8-2 in the next 10. I know it sounds crazy right now the way they're playing, but they'll be 74-52, and everything will be just fine, because that'll make it right around August 17th or whatever, with just 6 weeks to go then in the regular season. This is the time, though, Detroit needs. It's a great opportunity for the Tigers to turn it around. They can start it all off tomorrow night against the Angels. Tariq Skubal will take them on for the Tigers. And then you've got Charlie Morton on Saturday, and then Casey Mize on Sunday, before Paddock opens it up against the Sox on Monday. So there you go right there. An opportunity for the Tigers to make hay. I know they need sticks. I'm with you right there. I don't know what the love affair is with Matt Vierling, or, Parker Meadows for that matter. Detroit's bats obviously are struggling, but I love the trade. I still like the trades that Detroit made. I'm not going to sit here and bash him and second guess Harris for not making the quote unquote lightning in a bottle move. Yeah, maybe they could have went after Duhan, but they would have had to give up the farm for him for Minnesota to make another trade in division. So I'm still thinking the Tigers are going to win the division. I still think they can get to 90 wins. They've still got a 6-game lead over the Guardians. That's the key right there. If they were even right now with them, I'd be maybe in panic mode. But I've said all along, these streaks come and go throughout the season. Detroit is still 6 games up in first place in the American League Central. I'm not worried about it, not one bit. All right, let's take a look at the standings in Major League Baseball. We talked about it. The Tigers with their 6-game lead over the Guardians, 8.5 up on the Royals, 11 on the Twins. In the East, the Toronto Blue Jays, the best record in the American League, a 2-game lead over Detroit. They've got a 4-game lead over the Red Sox right now in the East. The Yankees, 6.5 back. Tampa, all the way 11 back. And in the West, the Astros, who Detroit will see in a week and a half at home, The Astros, their lead over Seattle now down to 2 with a 64-51 record. And the Rangers playing some good ball. They're just 4.5 back. In the National League East, the Phillies with a 2.5 game lead over the Mets with a 65-49 record. In the Central, the Milwaukee Brewers, the best team in Major League Baseball right now. They've won 6 straight, 9 out of their last 10. They've got a 4-game lead over the Cubs, 10.5 over the Reds, who are looking to potentially sneak into the wild card picture. And in the West, the Dodgers, America's team. Everybody expected them to roll right through to another World Series championship. It's crazy as it sounds. They're still the favorite to win, the betting favorite to win the whole thing. They're at 66-49. Their lead over the Padres is just down to 2 games. It's crazy. All right, let's turn our attention. Tonight is the first big night of preseason football in the National Football League. I know it sounds crazy. My wife was telling me at lunch today, it's too early for football. No, it's not. Not if you're like me. Not if you're a football junkie like I am. I know it's just preseason, and I know you're not going to recognize hardly anybody out on the field, but that means it's just about 4 weeks away for the NFL to get started with the regular season. Tonight, preseason, a little bit different this year. I think you're going to see a few more starters play than you normally will this weekend. Guys like Joe Burrow is going to start. Justin Fields, that's just a couple of the quarterbacks that are going to start tonight, or this weekend, rather. Just scrolling through the schedule, Anthony Richardson's probably going to play. You're going to see Geno Smith play a few snaps. J.J. McCarthy's going to play for the Vikings. He's the big question mark. Of course, the Lions, they take on the Falcons tomorrow night in Detroit's second preseason game. They're in Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Going to be an interesting matchup there. I'm not going to bet on any of the preseason games. It's crazy. I don't see how anybody could really bet on a preseason game. But hey, you know what? It's fun to talk about. The preseason is here. We're going to be previewing a lot of the teams. We're going to have some special guests starting next week on our podcast on the Captain Lou Sports Network as we get you set for the NFL season. We're going to preview each division, give you our predictions throughout the next 3 weeks. So if I was you, I would make sure to keep tuned. Follow us here on the Captain Lou Sports Network, and you'll get yourself all set. And, of course, waiting in the wings coming up is another season of Presley's Parlays. Very successful at the end of the year, our experiment with that. Presley the Wonder Dog's going to come with her parlay picks every weekend. And, we do, the teaser parlays. Those are our most favorite ones. So we'll keep an eye on that, but we can't wait to bring that to you. So a lot to look forward to. Speaking of that as well, on the college football side, we're going to be doing a lot of previews. We're going to preview each conference. We're going to get a special guest on our show. We're going to do it's going to pop up throughout the month of August. It's not going to be every Wednesday night, which is kind of cool, a little bit different. We're going to have shows here that are going to highlight each of the conferences, and we're going to give you our predictions as well. Got some special guests lined up. Can't wait for that. As soon as we schedule those drops, look for it on the network, of course, on all of our social media platforms, on Facebook. And again, as it says on the bottom of the screen, follow us on X at Real Captain Lou. We'll get you set up for that as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll give you our futures bets, who we think is going to win the conferences and the national championships and whatnot. So really excited. College football is 3 weeks away from opening kick. Can you believe that? Michigan State playing on Friday night, 3 weeks from tomorrow night at home against Western. And then the big matchup to open up the season, the marquee matchup, is going to be the defending national champions, the Ohio State Buckeyes, against the Texas Longhorns. Which brings me to, I was listening this morning, and Archie Manning, the grandson of Arch Manning, who has already been anointed the Heisman Trophy winner this year, he says Arch isn't going pro next year. Here's my thing, and here's my question to everybody about Arch Manning. God bless the guy. It's not his fault, but have you ever seen a quarterback, and I can't remember, it's been a long time since I've seen a quarterback with this much preseason hype that's never really played much. He didn't play much in place of Quinn Ewers last year. Yeah, he played 3 games, but it was against teams that really didn't amount to much. All of a sudden, he's the Heisman Trophy winner. He's the betting favorite. He's going to take Texas to win the national championship. He's going to be the first pick in the draft next year. I just don't get. I know it's the Texas hype machine, and I'm wondering if his name was Arch Gamlin instead of Arch Manning, would he be the preseason Heisman Trophy winner or the favorite? Would Texas be favored to win the national championship? Boy, a lot of questions are going to be answered. And that's the thing. That's the beauty of the playoff now. Even if Texas loses to Ohio State, which is a possibility, a lot of question marks for Ohio State too. Neither one of these teams, if they lose, are automatically out of the national championship picture. That's the beauty of the 12-team playoff. But it's going to be a good measuring stick for either team. Is the hype real? Is Arch Manning really going to be, is he going to be all that? I just have never seen so much hype for a quarterback that hasn't played anything. Now, I looked at the odds. He's ahead of Nussmeier from LSU. He's ahead of Drew Aller out of Penn State. I don't get the hype. Call me suspect or call me, I don't know. He's got to show me. I'm not going to put down any pizza pies on Arch Manning winning the Heisman. I think he's plus 650. That's the best odds to win the Heisman. The hype train is incredible for Arch Manning. God bless him. Like I said, he does nothing to bring it on. I like the kid. All the interviews I've seen with him, he seems like a real humble guy, and it's great. But I just don't get it. I don't see why he is all of a sudden indoctrinated as the top pick in the 2026 draft. But then again, wasn't Shadir Sanders, wasn't he going to be the top quarterback taken in the 2025 draft? There was a lot of people saying he was going to win the Heisman. Well, it's amazing once that last name, what that'll do for you as far as hype in college football. So, but that's the beauty of college football, right? It gets underway in 3 weeks. Really looking forward to college football as well. It's going to be so much fun this year. Football season's right around the corner. It is crazy, hard to believe. All right, we're going to wrap things up in a moment here. But again, want to remind everybody that today's show, as always, is brought to you by the exclusive secondary market of the Captain Lou Sports Network, and that is SeatGeek. Check us out. And remember, if there's a ball game that you want to go to, the Lions preseason opener down in Atlanta, the Tigers this weekend, any of the games going on in Major League Baseball, any of the preseason games, get your tickets now for the Lions and the Packers on Thanksgiving. I was looking at those prices because my brother and his family are coming down to watch it. Oh, they're going to go nothing but up. Right now, I think tickets are going for almost $400 for upper deck tickets already. It's insane, and it's not for 3 weeks or 3 months. Check out SeatGeek. One of the best. They're the best prices around on the secondary market. Use the promo code Captain Lou, by the way. It's easy money. Get $20 off your next purchase. That's SeatGeek, the official secondary market of the Captain Lou Sports Network and all of our programs on the platform as well. All right, we're going to wrap it up. Usually we do today in sports history and birthdays, but we've got kind of a special birthday salute today to Lee Corso, turning 90 today. Lee, of course, is going to wrap up his career with ESPN Game Day on the opening weekend of the Ohio State-Texas weekend. And, the guy has been around forever, a fixture on ESPN Game Day, very entertaining with the headgear predictions section that he does every week. Of course, for those of us here in the Michigan area know that he used to coach Indiana back in the day, of the Florida State guy. Such fun to watch. Obviously, not being able to do as much in the past few years for health reasons. It's going to be a very emotional send-off for Lee Corso on that Saturday, that weekend, August 30th, the weekend of the Texas-Ohio State game. But we here at the Captain Lou Sports Network and the Extravagant Few Minutes wanted to take this time out to salute Lee Corso on his 90th birthday, and looking forward to watching him for his one last show on ESPN Game Day. It's going to be fun to watch and a great send-off for the man who's entertained us on the best college football pregame show by far. It's ESPN Game Day. He's definitely going to be missed once he retires from there. But happy birthday, Lee, from all of us here on the Captain Lou Sports Network. Before we go, want to thank Mitch Bernstein for going solo yesterday on the Extravaganza. Little couple of health issues here. Nothing major for me, but I had to. I was a little under the weather the last couple of days, but we'll be back at full strength here in no time. So I want to thank Mitch for, pinch hitting for us, going solo. He had a great guest in Don August, former Major League Baseball player. We've got some great guests lined up on the Extravaganza as well. And also a reminder, the 10th season of the ACHA Power Play kicking up on September 23rd. As big news in the ACHA expansion, a lot more teams coming back into the fold down south. We got a slew full of guests as the road to St. Louis starts up for 2026 on September 23rd. And we're going to bring you all kinds of guests and keep you up to date with everything on the 10th season of the ACHA Power Play right here on the Captain Lou Sports Network. All right, that's going to do it. We want to thank everybody for welcoming us into their homes, on your computers, your iPhones, your laptops, however you watched us around the world right here on the Captain Lou Sports Network and an extravagant few minutes. All right, until next time, Captain Lou saying keep your heads up, keep your sticks down, keep your feet moving, and as always, keep your minds open. So long, everybody.